What's next?
We got
It's no Pluto Nat.
we got Zach Cole. Rob, true or false? Avengers Doomsday joins the $2 billion club.
You know,
That's
I'm inclined to say yes, but also it could be the first Avengers movie that underperforms because I think it's based on a gimmick.
But what number represents underperforms?
Well, for the Avengers movies,
Because some people say if it doesn't make $2 billion,
only makes $1 billion, it'll be disappointing. Because of Age of Ultron made like 1.4 or something.
yeah, no, I don't. Not a single Avengers film is made under $1 billion.
Yeah, so if it made if it made $995 million, it would be a disappointment, especially because the amount of money they're spending on it.
Right.
So I think they're hard pressed to get.
Oh God,
$2 billion.
that's why I bring it up. Somebody in our live chat, all due respect, but somebody in our live chat, Immortal Ipsy says 1.5 billion would be underperforming. How stupid is that? That is a stupid thing to say. You're not stupid. Smartest people in the world say stupid things. You may be one of the smartest people in the world, but you said a really stupid thing. $1.5 billion would not be underperforming. In what world is a $1.5 billion film, one of the highest grossing films in the history of mankind, is that underperforming? That is one of the stupidest things I've heard. Anyway, under $1 billion when every other Avengers film was made over $1 billion, that would be something.
Yes. But I think the potential, look, am I intrigued by this movie? Yes. What worries me, though, is that I think all 4 Avengers movies have been wildly entertaining. I mean, the first Avengers movie came out in 2012. I sat in the theater, even though I knew it was coming, I couldn't believe what I was watching, just that it existed at all. And then coming off of Endgame, look, they're spending a ton of money. And they have to, I would dare say they have to make $2 billion to break even because how much money they're spending. So, but I think, yeah, really disappointing would be less than $1 billion.
Yeah, I agree. I think if it comes in as the lowest grossing Avengers film, that has to be looked at as underperforming a bit.
It really, I mean, they're asking a lot of an audience. They're asking a lot. I like the fact that it's a wild swing to make Tony Stark Doctor Doom.
I think it looks great. I think I like everything that they've done so far. But listen, when you're talking about $2 billion, that is an exclusive. I mean, the $1 billion club is an exclusive club because there's around in all of film history, in the hundreds of thousands of films that have been made, there's like 50 something have joined the $1 billion club. All right. That's how exclusive it is. There have only been right now 6 members, just 6 members of the $2 billion club. They are Avatar, the highest grossing film in history, Avengers Endgame, another Avatar film, then Titanic. Yes, folks, that's 3 of the top 4 are all from one guy, Canadian James Cameron.
Former truck driver.
Yeah, that was the important part. But 3 of the top 4 are all from one guy. Anyway, number 1 at Avatar at 2.9, almost created the $3 billion club. Avengers Endgame at 2.79, Avatar The Way of Water 2.3, Titanic 2.2, Star Wars Episode 7 The Force Awakens at 2 billion, and Avengers Infinity War also just cracked the 2 billion, and then Spider-Man No Way Home just a little bit outside of that. Almost made it. $79 million away from joining the $2 billion. But this is a really exclusive club, guys. And I believe the answer to this is false. Because Marvel is just in public perception wise, fair or not fair, is just in a different place right now than when Infinity War and Endgame came out. When Infinity War and Endgame came out, it was at a time when the fever pitch of hype and excitement around the MCU had never been higher, right? That is not the case today. It's just not. And so that alone, when you're talking about the single most exclusive club in film history, this $2 billion club, I think it's too much to ask. Now, if this movie's great, let's have that conversation about Secret Wars. That's when the Avengers film's getting back in the $2 billion club. That's when that conversation gets more interesting. But I just think because of the place the MCU's in right now, I don't think 2 billion, over $1 billion, 100%. 100% it becomes the newest member of the $1 billion club. But 2 billion, Again, only 6 films in history have done it. And with the Avengers films, that was when Marvel was in a much different place. So I'm going to say, for now, false. Raging Cajun in the live chat makes a good point. Let's see the first trailer. Yeah, we may have a totally different discussion after we see the first trailer, right? But, we'll see. Hey, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.